Kaboom!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit. And Dominic said I'm Dominic, but I can't hear him.
And Dominic.
There he is. All right. So, yet again, Dominic is late, right? And the man's excuse today for being late is I sent him an email, which I do every week, to give him an invite, a link to join this particular broadcast, if you will. But he was waiting on my text message to let him know to read the email, because that's the most efficient way possible. And his rationale apparently is, what is it? I don't do push emails on purpose.
First of all, you're late. We're supposed to be at a certain time.
How many? Hold up.
Are you late or not late? Yes or no?
Am I late?
Yes, from our scheduled time. Are you late?
Oh, yeah.
Just yes or no.
It's
yes
not
or
a
no.
yes or no. It's not a yes or no.
I don't business about
It's
excuses.
not a yes or no.
Yes or no.
It's
But it
not
is.
a yes or it's not. It cannot be a yes or no.
It is a yes or
It
no.
is not a yes or no.
You can give context if you want.
Landed
Yes or no. Okay.
at the airport, and I called. I told Dominic, hey, running a little bit late.
Yes.
You good? It's gonna be 10 minutes.
Then you said,
he said, cool,
you
no
said
worries.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Right. For me to log on and start this, you have to send me an email.
Yes.
For which I have to click.
That's it. That's it. One button.
No.
Click.
So you want me to just sit and wait for the email?
Again,
I don't do push emails.
This is my point. You just like being late to everything.
Yeah, so I don't see the email. So you should text me and say,
Philip, you're in sales. So a client reaches out to you. So a client should not email you. A client should call you.
On work or personal, I do not push my emails.
No, we established that. But I'm saying your clients, your clients are gonna have to just call you to get your attention.
Or when I go and check my email.
And how often are you checking your email?
Depends.
How often are you checking your email during the day when you when
it depends. It could be multiple times within a few minutes. It could wait a couple hours. All depends.
And you find this to be an efficient use of your time?
No, I find it to be a more productive use of my mentals for not being a slave to my electronics. And every time something goes beep, doop, doop,
Philip, you need to just turn off the notifications, and then whenever you look at your phone, as you just said, you would see everything there without having to pull it up anyway.
But when I look at it, then if I choose to deal with emails, then I go do it. Big brain move, bro.
Again, you can turn off notifications. And
anyway,
you choose to use
you were late, so let's roll.
This guy, man. Your wife just texted me going, he's very feisty today.
I actually am.
He definitely is. All right. What you got?
You start off. I want to get to Kyrie and from Hebrews to Negroes because I actually did watch the entire.
Well, let's take the different angle of the Kyrie conversation, right? Let's talk about Nike. You were less than positive, pleased on Nike's decision to drop Kyrie, or apparently I still don't know if it's happening. I see a bunch of not conflicting reports, but I don't know if it's what's.
Well, no, it's Phil Knight himself. The founder of Knight, he said,
Hold on, but did he say via like Twitter or did he say via
it was in an interview?
Okay.
Man, that guy looks old. Oof.
He is.
Yeah, but I mean, he looks even older.
He's been dealing with the stress of Kyrie for so many years.
And let me rephrase, not that I was displeased with Kyrie. I just found it ridiculously hypocritical.
Okay.
So they've temporarily ended the relationship with Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Not releasing a shoe. I think his new shoe is supposed to come out this week. And Phil Knight said, something to the effect of, it's unlikely that we'll get this relationship going again. He stepped over the line. To which Jaylen Brown, who we mentioned a couple episodes ago, who was represented by Kanye's team, tweeted, "Since when does Nike care about ethics?" Right? Mm-hmm. And we can bring up the, labor camps in China, sweatshops, the Uyghurs, all the stuff that, is not stateside, so it doesn't matter. And Nike's trying to act holier than thou. And I guess I was delaying, but I'll get into the movie itself. I watched the movie.
No, hold up. Before we go on the movie, I don't think Nike's holier than thou in this scenario, right? Like, I think nobody has changed their buying patterns, right? Or their view on Nike as it relates to based on the Uyghur dynamics or anything else for that matter. yourself included. Right? I
Explain
don't
the
own any
Uyghur.
Nike stuff. Right? Like having
It's,
forced
for
labor,
those that don't know,
using
tell them
the
about the
force.
Uyghurs.
It's an entire
Muslim
culture.
culture in China.
Within China, it's a
Minority.
Muslim culture, and the Chinese
indoctrinate them, change them, de-Muslimize them, kind of
eradicate their culture
yeah
from them, kind of thing, right? And make them non-Muslim, et
in
cetera,
a
et cetera.
forced indoctrination kind of way.
Correct. As well as forced, and so they're forced labor camp, et cetera. So, and apparently some of the Nike stuff are being made by these peoples. And you're saying that, well, Nike should have done what in regards to that?
In regards to that?
Yeah.
Well, evidently, they were using Uyghur labor. So they eventually stopped when it hit the news, but you can't tell me they didn't know this.
Don't know.
They're boots on the ground. They're boots on the ground. They have people there. Right. It's Nike. It's not.
But even if so, right? I would take it a step further and say the reality is as I've said a plethora of times, is it comes down to, generally speaking, dollars and cents, right? And the populace, global populace, sadly didn't care. And I shouldn't say doesn't.
Still doesn't.
Right? Because your shoe buying habits didn't change, nothing changed.
Mm-hmm.
In the Kyrie dynamic, it's a little different because it's escalated, right? And he's got a very loud voice, obviously, and a fairly sizable platform and so on here in the US. So that's why it's gotten the attention that it's gotten, right? And I'll take it a step further and say it's not a matter of them being I don't think it's a matter of them being against whatever. It's just a matter of meaning like them truly taking a social stance versus just having a crap partner that they don't want to deal with, right? And so I don't forget the gentleman's name you just mentioned a second ago who called out Nike. What was his name? The basketball player?
Jaylen Brown of the Celtics.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not apples to apples. And I wouldn't expect Nike to do anything because knowing that if nobody changes, then what?
But they're pretending it's apples to apples. That's the thing on the surface.
Who's they?
Nike is saying this is because he stepped over the line, because he did this wrong thing.
But I'd read those reports that you read as well about the whole idea that Nike wasn't happy with him when he pretty much said,
that's different. But this is in the public eye, so this is why he says that. This is what Nike is pretending, right? And listen, it's still their number 2 selling basketball shoe. It still makes money, just like Adidas. Kanye was making money for them.
Right? Well, hold on. Apparently, Adidas is changing the branding associated with Kanye and putting the shoes out.
Yeah, they're just not calling it Yeezys, but they still claim they own the the designs. I guess they're just not called Yeezys, or maybe they own the name too. I don't know. So they're still gonna put them out. So it's just they're basically just not giving Kanye money.
Yeah. Nothing's even funnier, by the way. But okay. But I don't think anybody's holier than that was my point.
But they're seemingly acting holier than thou. He's sitting there in an interview with Phil Knight saying, looking that he crossed the line. He shouldn't have done this.
But then I take a step back. Okay, but then I take a step back, right? We as how many things have happened in our society, right? That we rail against and do nothing about. Time and time.
All the time.
Again, right? So I don't like it. This is like, I'm amazed that this is getting the views it's getting, by the way. Like, I'm amazed that Kyrie's getting the attention he's getting for this. You know what I'm saying? You literally have people praising, Nancy Pelosi's husband getting hit in the head with a hammer. And right? Like, legit. And it was like, meh. You literally have these things going on and it's meh. Right? And Kyrie retweets a show and society's
that
up
kind of
in
was
arms.
Kind of under the rug that the number 3 Speaker of the House should be number 3, right? Her husband was attacked and
that's a big
was trying to kill her. She happened to be out of town, and the man get a hammer to the
head. That's a big effing deal. My point is,
knocked him out.
But not knocked him out. He just got brain surgery, dog. That just knocked him out.
Yeah.
Right. But my point is, it doesn't and so what with the Kyrie situation? Like, I don't know why we give a crap about this much. I don't know why it's getting the public. If you don't like it, boot him, move on. Like, I don't see why it needs to be.
You know how we are. Celebrities are more important.
And that's what bothers me even more.
Actors, musicians,
so
celebrities.
I mean, all the people who have gone to like second grade of high school or it's not high school, second grade, maybe high school, these people that I need to care about their opinions on things?
I mean, there are celebrities that have postdoctorate degrees, bro.
Okay. There's many celebrities who have the honorary degrees as well,
Yes.
right?
No, but you just threw them out there like
I did. On the macro, if we're covering across the board, right? I'm gonna go out the limb and say on the macro, on the average, the level of education is not MBA. It's not grade school, don't get me wrong, but damn sure an MBA.
Right.
My point being, I ain't taking. Why would I listen to any of these people anyway? Not only that, forget the education. I'll take that back. The way they live is not the way I live. The way they live is the way that I may never live. So their opinions on the way that society is or whatever else doesn't affect me. Shouldn't affect me.
I don't
Because
think
at no
anybody's
point,
opinion should affect you.
no, that's what my friends' opinions would affect me.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking to you about your hair for a while. Clearly,
And it's
it
dope,
doesn't
man.
really affect
No,
you.
hold up, says the guy. Yeah. Bro, jealousy is a hard, man. You gotta get over this stuff, man. You gotta be a better person, you know? But I digress.
Again,
You watched this crap movie and gave,
Samson-esque Maine.
it's never been Samson-esque.
It
All right,
is right
so
there.
you watch this movie and you gave this company money, so the people who made the movie now made more money. Continue.
From Hebrews to Negroes, the movie that Kyrie tweeted about, that has been decreed as being anti-Semitic. I was very curious to know what that claim was from. Was it due to the perceived erasing of the Jewish history and culture by certain people claiming that they are the true Israelites? And or are there actual, disgusting tropes and stereotypes of Jews in this movie? So I'd say it's 3.5 hours long. It's 99% what I said. The first part.
Hold up, you watched all of it?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I mean, you got to go all in for your subject.
This is the one bit of research he's ever done, by the way. This is literally
So
the one
true.
bit of research he's ever done. This guy steals my notes every
Show
week.
prep.
This is the one bit of, wow. All right, continue.
So it's 99% about, and equally across the board, Muslim, Christian, Jewish. It refers to all of them as the slave traders. I even got some quotes here. And it talks about how the certain tribes and black people are the infamous 10 lost tribes of Israel, not the present day Jews. It's the darker pigmented people, right? So that is not, in my opinion, anti-Semitic. It's just their belief and understanding of history. It's just like, certain people laugh at the portrayal of Jesus as a blonde hair white man. That's not anti-Christian. That's what they believe is fact. So a couple quotes here. In Africa, the Bantus people, which I showed you in my DNA, 7% me. So if this was actually right, then I'm even more of a Hebrew than I originally thought. The Bantus people's true history has been clouded by European Jewish colonialism and Arab colonialism. So it talks about that a lot. It says, there's a reason why we see half of Africa belonging to Islam and the other half to the Roman Catholic Church. So it knocks up these religions a lot. 3 Abrahamic religions, which would be Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, shaped the world and are the very same religions that enslaved the so-called Negroes. Why has Catholicism, Islam, and Judaism covered up the true identity of the people they enslaved? So those quotes so far, you see how it's kind of equal across the board, right? In terms of not knocking just Judaism being anti-Jewish. Because I'm over the term anti-Semitic because it's not an accurate statement. Because do you know what Semitism is?
I don't actually.
It refers to like 7 languages and the people, specifically those who speak Arabic and Hebrew. It's not just about Jewish people. Technically, it isn't. talking about slavery in East Africa, you cannot begin without talking about the Arabs who sold the Negro Israelites into slavery. It is not a coincidence that the powers behind the three Abrahamic religions that enslaved our Israelite ancestors go through so much trouble to keep our identity a secret. So all that so far is you either believe this stuff or you don't believe this stuff. But what do you envision by those quotes in terms of hatred, anti-Semitic, or as they say, anti-Jewish?
Just be anti-Western religion.
And yeah, anti.
Yeah.
Right. So, but then there's that 1% of bad stuff. I got to it.
Is it 1% of bad stuff? Like,
yeah. If you, okay. So 3 hours is 180 minutes, and the next 30 minutes, 210. So 1% would be 2 minutes. Yeah, I'd say 1% of bad stuff. Maybe 2%.
So are you saying that Kyrie doesn't deserve the backlash?
Hold on, I'm getting there. Hold on. Let me tell you what that bad stuff is, because it's bad.
Okay. All right. My bad.
Right. And it all comes from one guy, actually two. I'm going to get to the worst part. Okay. There's some guy, and I've been Googling this, and there's different articles claiming he never said this, that he was dead when this article supposedly came out. But there's a guy named Andrew Horace Rosenthal who claimed, obviously Jewish, but claimed that the Jewish people have promoted 5 falsehoods. One of those falsehoods is that 6 million people, Jews, died during the Holocaust. And I'm like, I mean, once we become Holocaust deniers here, what are we doing? You know,
I've never understood Holocaust deniers.
I mean, it's just like Sandy Hook denier. They're just insane people.
Like, I think that's the only definition. That's the only explanation, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't give you any more evidence.
So he says these 5 falsehoods have allowed the Jewish people to claim that they are the chosen people, right? He also said, very bad, white Jews know the Negroes are the real children of Israel. Oh, no, sorry. I'll tell you who said that. We'll get back. They then show an image of Hitler, at which point I thought to myself, what the fuck are we doing here? So they show an image of Hitler, and they quote that he supposedly said this, which is, I can't fathom this. The genetic history of the Jews is purportedly traced to Shemitic people, the Negro people, the Near Asian, and the African people. Then it showed a picture of Hitler and said, this is a supposed quote of him from a secret document. What? A supposed quote from a secret document literally says that Hitler
Mar-a-Lago or something like
said,
that?
Yeah. That America stole the jewels of God, the Negroes, the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and direct challenge to God, because white Jews know the Negroes are real children of Israel. So they will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. So this is the anti-Semitic stuff. It's bad. It's what are we even doing with it? So that's the two things. It's the Hitler quote. What they claim is a Hitler quote. What they claim is a supposed Hitler quote, and then a quote from this Andrew Rosenthal in the movie. Those are bad. There's nothing around that. The rest of the movie focuses on their research and what they believe to prove why Black people are the original Hebrews and Israelites, from DNA and all kind of stuff. It was just 3 hours of that, which I imagine many Jewish people are taking offense to that, to which I would say you're absolutely entitled to, but that's not anti-Semitic, right? It's like if I were to tell you, you know what, you're not truly Cindy, I am Delgado, and I'll show you why. I mean, you may just laugh at me and think your Indian heritage and everything, you know more, and I'm wrong. That's it.
I'm just.
So my let me finish. So then I guarantee you the majority of people on either side of this topic, right, has never seen the film.
So here's what's interesting about that.
Guarantee on both sides.
Here's what's funny about that. Amin, on a Lebatard show, Amin El-Hassan, he said that it has now become, over the past, I think it was Amin who said it anyway, over the past, since this happened, that it's been like almost standard watching in every NBA hotel room since then. Not mandatory watching, just that every player is watching to educate
3.5
themselves.
hours.
I mean, whether they
I mean,
buy
I
it, but they watch
struggle
all.
pushing
Bruh,
to it in
if they
parts.
watch all of it's one thing, but they're buying it and doing whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's the point, right?
All right,
But
that's still that's every NBA locker room, and that's an exaggeration. But
no,
what
no,
is
not
that?
locker room, hotel room.
The
So
same
when they're
thing.
traveling, no, every locker room is a little different. And I got
No,
one
I mean
screen.
like the players belong in the hotels. They belong in the
I'm
locker
talking
room.
about the financial benefit for the dude who wrote the book. Is what I'm talking about, or movie.
Okay, so you
Sorry,
got 200 people buying it. Oh, big deal.
that was zero before.
No,
That's a huge upswing, man.
my point to the macro level is, again, there's all these pundits on the news. There's all these sports talk celebrities. There's all these people on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, on either side, pissed off, agreeing, whatever it is, somewhere in between. They've never read it. And they're either saying, this is ridiculous. Kyrie shouldn't be, there should be nothing with Kyrie. Or they're saying, throw him to the wolves because he's anti-Semitic and full of hate. And either side or both sides, they haven't seen it. So they're coming to conclusions just on hearsay.
All right, so Kyrie loses his job, which apparently is possible. How do you feel about that?
Define job. NBA, Nike, sponsorship. What do you mean?
The NBA loses his bill, loses his no one play basketball anymore in the NBA.
Because of this or because of the post?
It's never really this.
What I mean is there's 6 demands. There were 6 demands that he was told to do for Kyrie to come back to the Nets. These 6 demands are apologize and condemn the movie. Right? In my opinion, he did. Many people say he didn't because he didn't say the words "I'm sorry." You can apologize without saying "I'm sorry." 500K donation to anti-hate causes. My understanding is he actually was donating 500K maybe to the ADL and they turned it down. So I'm sure he has no issue with that because he was proactively doing that. Sensitivity training. I mean, he was very curt and with the reporter, and instead of just saying I made a mistake, I didn't watch the whole movie, or like I just said, listen, there's 99% of the stuff in there that intrigues me. There's 1% that's absolutely hateful and disgusting. It's appalling that they put it in there. Maybe that would have been a much better response. Right. He's got to have anti-Semitic training. That I'll get back to that one because that one is weird. He's got to meet with ADL and Jewish leaders. I'm sure he would. He's like an omnis. He's in all religions and peoples. I'm sure he'd actually enjoy doing that. And meet with the owner to demonstrate understanding, whatever the hell that means. I mean, you got to meet with your boss in general. So it's the anti-Semitic training, right? That's the one that's interesting to me. What does that entail? What does that mean? Is that because of the backlash? Again, I know there are people who are simply upset that anyone, and this is their opinion to feel this way, anyone could doubt the history of the Jewish people. So I guarantee you that's part of it, but you can't tell somebody to not feel a certain way.
Agreed. I'll give you that.
And if they feel based on however their interpretation of the fairy tale book, that your quote, not mine, Vernon Hill.
Wow.
They read it a different way. That's how they read it.
All right. Let's move on. So we're talking about the whole idea of
wait, you didn't.
I didn't what?
You didn't answer the question, and you answered also.
What was the question?
If Kyrie doesn't retain his job, how do I feel?
No, I asked you the question, you didn't answer it, and
I know I was still talking.
I thought you were done with this. You give me a long diatribe, man. I fell asleep.
I said the demands.
Okay, fine, but my point. Okay, if he loses his job, it's never going to be just because of this. It's going to be they're always going to make it a compound situation, right? He didn't meet this plus blah blah blah, because it won't be just this. Point is,
I think it'll be a
straw that breaks the camel's back.
I think it'll be a Travis Schumacher if he loses his job, and ridiculous.
Okay, because there's talk about that, which I find I was like, wow, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah, I think. Listen, he handled it wrong. I don't even know if he had seen the entire damn thing when he tweeted it because it's 3.5 hours. It took me 2 days to watch the thing, right? So he may not have got to the disgusting parts, and had he, yes, he should have made a distinction between
But that
what
was
intrigued him in the research and the disgusting part, which
but
was
that was
minimal, but
but
it was
that was
still
part of it.
it's still there.
But
Disgusting
part of the
stuff.
issue was that when it was brought up to him that this is that this has those things in there, right? And if you
No.
hadn't
That's the difference. No. But see, that's the difference. And if you really get down into his response at that press conference where he's
Mhm.
battling heads, he's saying anti-Semitic, and he's saying, "I'm just putting it out there for people to know." It stemmed from people having an objection to the fact that black people are Israelites. And I'm not saying it's because they're black. It could be Chinese people are the real Israelites, right? It was taking away an identity of a culture now. And that is a major issue for that culture and what people were talking about. And when you bring it up and he's saying, I'm putting it out there, there are people who believe this stuff is not true, meaning that the present day Jews are the original Hebrews.
The present day Jews are the original Hebrews?
Yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying virtually. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But now we're talking about as we continue down the self-righteous path of people feeling holier than thou. We move on to the World Cup.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
You're not going to watch it.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
No, you. Why?
What do you mean? Okay, you know why? I said I shouldn't. You already know why.
No,
The
but
principle.
then that's okay. But you also shouldn't wear Nike sneakers. That's not the principle. There's no principle. You can't.
You choose not to go to Publix. You do a little something if you can. You're not making any. You're not making any significant change, but you try to something.
All right. So is this something you're willing to do? Is this a concession you're willing to make? To not watch the World Cup?
Why don't you explain to the people why?
I mean, forget this particular one. Okay. Well, right. Okay. Uber corrupt. Your boy Sepp Blatter got a whole bunch of money, and a bunch of other people got a lot of money, and everybody's up in arms in the media, that is, about the fact that it's very corrupt, even though we all know it's been corrupt, and it's been corrupt forever. And so I don't really care about the corruption part because everybody's said this, and nobody cares.
I wouldn't watch it not for the corruption. I'd watch it for
that's step one.
Yeah.
But due to all that corruption, right? It's in Qatar. And the amount of people, it's been thousands of people.
I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000 people.
That's a lot. Many from East Asia and stuff like that who have died. So literally, they would come over, they would take their passports, and they would work on the construction site. And if they died, they move on, get somebody else, and keep going. Right. So a lot of people died making the stadiums for the World Cup. And apparently, there's some stadiums. I mean, there's some stuff made out of like containers and stuff like that. Like it's still not like the Mecca they wanted it to be. But then there's also there's like geotag. There's a whole bunch of stuff culturally, independent of the whole people, or the amount of people who died. There was also the dynamic of women's rights and general freedoms and all that kind of stuff overall that we want to rail against all the time, and then we forget about for like how long is it? How long is the World Cup? How many weeks?
A few.
Thank you. Thanks for that specific response. We're gonna go about it and be like, oh, my bad. We'll forget about it for the World Cup, and then we'll bitch about it again and again and again. I'm not a World Cup. I could give a crap.
Yeah, so if you don't watch it, it's not because of this. You're just not watching it.
No, agreed. So for me, it's got nothing to do with this at all. For me, this is something that's, for me, you cannot claim to be upset with what's going on in Qatar at all as a claim and talk about the World Cup. You cannot do both these things at the same time. You cannot claim to be upset with, because it's not just like, oh, there's some people who lost, a couple of houses, like some families lost their homes or things like that, where it's as bad as that may be, you may be able to sweep a couple of things under the rug. But to your point, when you have deaths in the thousands, right? For you to watch a game, I'm a little, I don't see how you can separate one from the other.
That's a slippery. Why can't I say that?
I don't know.
That's a slippery slope because, I could extend it to the extreme.
Okay.
America has caused way more than 7,000 deaths, and I support a lot of things. I pay property taxes. I pay sales tax. I pay government tax.
It's different. Though.
I'm supporting it.
No.
I could choose not to. I could go live somewhere else.
No, but you can't. No, that's not relative, because now you're looking again. You got to look at the end all goal and the timetable associated with it, right? What was the goal? The goal here was to build a stadium, multiple stadiums, to make money and change the perception of the country. That's the goal, right? Within a very short period of time. That's it. The goal is not to elevate society, do anything with society overall, anything like that. But no, the goal is literally to play football. And for that end, you're okay with murdering strong word. I don't even know if murdering is the right word, honestly.
For your pleasure, but for my pleasure is living here.
It's not the same. I don't think they're synonymous, honestly. I'm trying to find a good way to compare the two, and I can't right now. But I guess
you never ever go to Publix, or do your darn best not to.
I mean, I think I've been to Publix twice this year, maybe, to buy one item each, because I couldn't find it at Whole Foods and they didn't have it at and okay, but that being said,
you needed it so much that your life needed it. Couldn't order it online.
Did I order online? No, I needed that day. I was making Asian food.
You could have made something else.
No, I was making the Asian food. I already started.
Could have made something else.
I don't know how you know cooking works, but if you start preparing a certain type of food, you guys go, "Oh, all of a sudden
it just goes on and on."
Barbecue. No, you can't just do it that way, Doug. I started making Asian food. I can't go red curry chicken to barbecue in 2 seconds. That's how the game
Asian
works.
food, such a nebulous, ambiguous description of
food. I got
food.
specific after that. I said red curry chicken after that. Right, so it was Thai specifically. If you want to get into the nuance, and right. My point being, you're gonna watch, yeah.
Probably.
And I don't know anybody who's not.
I admit the hypocrisy.
No, but that's why I find interesting. I don't know anybody who's a fan who is not going to watch it.
I watched the NFL all this time. Like we talked about this on episode. They race normed black people, meaning they wouldn't pay black people the same compensation for brain damage that they did white people, because they claimed the baseline for black people was not the same from a cognitive and intelligence level. I mean, the fact that was swept under the rug is mind-boggling. I still watch the NFL, right?
All right, good point. All right, transition. You hear about these 2 people in Texas that have now held up the student loan forgiveness?
No, I just know there's some issues, but I saw a federal court judge, but no.
Federal judge, I forgot the true legal term, but in essence, it's got to get appealed now and get escalated to the 5th Circuit, and then get appealed probably, because that's a very conservative thing, to escalate it up to Supreme Court, and may not happen at all because of 2 people. They're obviously being funded by the conservative groups to file their suit, and in essence, one of them qualifies for $10K. But he feels that he deserves more. And then the other one doesn't qualify for anything because, I guess, of earnings or whatever else. So it's this whole, if I can't get anything, nobody can get anything kind of game. And so because of that, the judge said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but in essence, that Biden overstepped in signing this via executive order, and it has to go through Congress. And blah, blah, blah. And so now it's on hold. So people have submitted stuff, it's on hold, and you may or may not get it. Thanks to 2 people who are whining because we're whining. And that pisses me off to so many realms. It really bothers me. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah. Did you see that video of the University of Kentucky student, berating and assaulting a fellow student? What do you call the people that check in? You remember we used to go in the dorms? I don't know. Anyway, so a student, not a monitor, not an RA, because she called her RA. Anyway, there was a white student came in, seemingly drunk, high something, into the dorm. And she looked all disheveled, and the black student who was sitting there said, "Hey, can I help you?" And she just started going off on her. The blonde student started going off on her. And then you see a video later on, but the black girl described it as she just started spewing the N-word nonstop, then was biting me, and I had to call for my RA. So you see a video of the blonde girl just going N-word, N-word, N-word. Yeah, you stupid N-word. Guess what? And like singing it like a lullaby almost. Like the whole, oh, this was a bad. No, that's inside of you. When you start like singing and laughing, and then the black girl is holding her arms like this, like holding her back, just keep her away. And so the blonde girl is biting her arms, and it was a disgusting, horrible scene. So Kentucky has kicked her out, expelled her, and she went and
The black girl.
posted. No,
I'm joking. That's a bad joke. Bad joke. That's a bad joke.
It is Kentucky.
That's a bad joke, man.
She went and put on IG 2 days ago. The girl did. You guys really got me banned recording me when I wasn't even aware of what I was doing. My whole future is over. Heartbroken emoji, all this stuff. Like, yeah. It's the public that got you banned.
It's on us. My bad. Sorry
This
for doing
wasn't
that to you.
Like a one time. This was non-stop saying over. And you see and it wasn't even confrontational. The black girl wasn't even going back and saying like F you or you stupid. Like she was just like, stop, leave me alone, stop.
But it doesn't matter. If you're I'm just saying, drunk and you drive and something goes wrong, guess what? You've also ruined your life. Oh my God, I didn't know what I was doing. There's many consequences. There's consequences for actions, period. That's first of all, I didn't even know the story existed, by the way. That's crazy. That's
Sophia Sophia Rosing, Rosing.
I'm sure she can go to Duke or something else and be just fine.
Wow.
Jokes. No. But on the real, I mean, though, like the life is over part, I don't think it's a bit far-fetched. I think she'll definitely be able to go to another school. But this is an inconvenience. However, it's an inconvenience she brought on herself. So it sucks. It sucks. What else you got? I got a couple minutes. That's it. Talk to me.
Be better, justice over order.
Wow.
You got to update the YouTube channel, but I think
that's right.
I think we're gonna have our own handle now. I believe.
I was trying to do that and I couldn't do it yet, but I
you got that email?
Yeah. I mean, I did it for myself, but I didn't do it I couldn't do it for our page yet. So I gotta look into that again and see what I can make happen.
All right. So we may have youtube.com/the AIB show coming soon. Otherwise, go to the website, aibshow.com, or we're gonna have it on our Instagram again, the link tree to have the link for YouTube, because all these videos are up there or will be up there. We're a little behind on some of the other episodes.
Side note, did you see Wakanda?
I have not.
No, I haven't either. I just got back in this.
What are the reviews?
Up there, really, really high actually.
I don't know. The preview Black Panther 1 is one of my favorite Marvel movies. Like that, Thor Ragnarok, like it's up there for me. But the preview, it didn't grab me. I don't know.
But you're still gonna see it because your kid's gonna want to see it.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I gotta check that out next week or something like that. All right.
Be better, eat better, justice over order.
Take it easy, yo. Next time. What's up?
Apple gave us a little issue last week for a few hours. They didn't post. So please, if you haven't done so already, be kind enough to review the show. And if you listen to it on like Spotify, but you have an Apple phone, just click the link, go over, review, write a comment, help us out.
Always appreciated. Thanks, everybody. And I'll update the website and that kind of stuff too.
Kaboom!